Good morning, students. Welcome to Geography class. And today we will read chapter 19, that is Unity in Diversity. India is a land of unity in diversity. Unity in diversity refers to the state of togetherness and oneness despite of various differences in culture, caste, religion, creed, etc. Unity in diversity means oneness in the varieties, and India is the best country proving this concept for many years. India is a country where it is very clear to see the unity in diversity because the people of many religions, race, culture, and traditions live here together. The cultural, social, religious, political, economic, and geographical diversities strengthen the concept of the unity, and India is the place of reunion of the several religions, customs, and languages of the world. And not only this, but even the physical features of India also shows a great diversity. The country stretches from the snow capped Himalayas in the north to the sun drenched coastal belts of the south and the humid tropical forest on the southwest coast, from the fertile Brahmaputra valleys on its east to the great Indian desert in the west. And these geographical diversities, makes the country a vibrant and kaleidoscopic place. And the following factors clearly shows that in spite of diversity in almost every factor, still India remains united. Now let's read about the population. There are people of different races, color, creed, culture, religions, and faith in our country, and in spite of these innumerable diversities, the feeling of being an Indian creates a sense of unity and oneness amongst the people. India is the second most populated country in the world with nearly a fifth of the world's populations. This population is a pivot, an important element in the social science. India's population as on March 1st, 2011 stood at 1210.7 million, and in 2011 the population density of India was 382 persons per square kilometer. Densities may vary from state to state, like Bihar is the most thickly populated state with 1102 persons per square kilometer, and in Arunachal Pradesh it is the most sparsely populated state with only 17% per square kilometer. So here you can find only 17 persons per square kilometer in Arunachal Pradesh. The following diagrams shows the age compositions of India's populations, and there are 58.7% adults, 34.4% children, and only 6.9% aged people comprising our Indian population. Sex ratio is defined as a number of females per 1000 males in the population. In the census year of 2011, it is 940 females per 1000 male. Literacy rate is also very significant features of a population. As per the census of the 2011, the literacy rate is 74.04%, means 82.14 for males and only 65.46 for females. So thus we can see that even the population is diversified on the basis of sex, age, literacy, and population density. So these are the factors on which the population of India is determined. Next topic is language. Without language, we cannot think of human society and culture. Human interactions of social life are only possible due to the existence of language. Thus, language is the method of human communication, and it may be either spoken or written. The people of India have a range of languages among them. There are more than 200 languages present in our country, and each region has its own languages. And people in the North India mainly speaks Hindi, while in the South India, the language of the people of communication is Dravidian, such as Tamil, Malayalam, Telugu, Kannada, etc. And further in the West Bengal, there is prominence of Bengali language, and beside Hindi and Dravidian language, there are many other languages. They are the regional languages, and in modern times, India has in English. In India, English has played an important role in unifying the people of our country. And as it is the most popular language among the educated Indians nowadays, so it is playing an important role in unifying our country. Now let's read about the festivals. India is a vast country, as we all know, and crores of the people live here. They celebrate different types of festival every year, and these festivals are broadly divided into three types: national festival, religious festival, and harvest festival. Let's read about national festival. There are mainly three national festivals, and they are of the great importance for the whole nations. People of all the races and communities celebrate these festivals with pride, and these are: first, Republic Day. Republic Day is celebrated on 26 January every year. The Constitution of India came into being on 26 January 1950, and that is why we celebrate this day as a festival. In Delhi, this festival has a great attraction. A grand parade is organized which shows different cultures, symbols of our economic growth, the power of our defense forces, our agricultural development, industrial products, modern weapons, aeroplanes are put on display along with the cultural and folk dances of the different states in the parade. Next is Independence Day, another national festival. India became free from British rule on 15th August 1947. To mark this important occasion, we celebrate Independence Day on 15th August every year. On this day, we pay we pay our tribute to martyrs and freedom fighters of our country who got freedom for us, and we pledge to remain independent and participate in our nation's growth. And in Delhi, the biggest celebration takes place at the historic Red Fort, and our Prime Minister unfurls the national flag and addresses the people. Third one is Gandhi Jayanti. Mahatma Gandhi was born on 2nd October 1869. He is one of the most greatest personality of the 20th century and was the champions of ahimsa and Hindu-Muslim unity. He led India to independence, and he was the front runner in the struggle for freedom. He is popularly known as Father of the Nation. We also call him Bapu, and his birth anniversary is celebrated as Gandhi Jayanti in all over the country. Now let's read about the religious festival. Religious festival will be continuing in our next video. Till then, goodbye.